find it so interesting that every single YouTuber wants to move on from this story as quickly as possible. Defensive shill bidding. Is it illegal or not? Or what is it? Now, I put a poll up on my community tab. This is the results. 97% of you said that it is shady AF. It is shady. And if you're not voting on the polls, go to the community tab right now of this channel. I put out some really good questions and I want to hear from you. But let's get into this. Hi everyone, welcome to EDI Sports Show. This is the EDI Sports Card channel. We go over making sense of life, sports and sports cards. My name is Doc and I am a former journalist, also an expert educator and a 40-year collector. This is the topic. So defensive shill bidding. This is what we heard from Dr. Beckett on his podcast. Here is his audio.
Shill bidding is actually defined by intent.
Right.
And they have to assume your intent or give you a negative association based on not acquire, but based on the legacy or predecessor of acquire, that people ought to be innocent until proven guilty.
So what is he talking about? Had you ever even heard of the word defensive shill bidding before he even said it? Like what is he talking about? Now, I want to make it very clear before we get into this topic is that what he's describing is not illegal. You are, unless it's against the terms of service of the auction house that you are working on. So it is against eBay's terms of service. Again, there's some guy out there that's making an Appendix F. Again, a lot of you just don't want to deal with this. So you're kind of like, no, we'll get a book or we'll get an appendix. And then it's not in my business. I don't know why you guys are so afraid of this topic, but here it is. Like basically, so it is not illegal to purchase your own cards. I want to make that very clear. The distinction between shill bidding and what Dr. Beckett was talking about. First of all, there's no such thing as defensive shill bidding. It doesn't exist. Shill bidding is illegal, and if you shill bid, you are committing a crime. There are multiple issues with it. You can be accused of wire fraud. There's a lot that goes into shill bidding, but shill bidding itself is illegal. That's a full stop. So shill bidding is illegal. So what Dr. Beckett was really talking about is not defensive shill bidding. What he was saying is that you have the right to buy your own cards. And what I want to ask you is, why would you do that? I guess some of you are so poor that you can't even afford to put your cards up for auction, which should say to me, if I was your friend, you should not be collecting cards. Folks, this should be discretionary income. If you're not in that mindset that you only buy cards with money that you don't need, then hear it now. You should stop buying cards. End of story. And I know that's like cold turkey. You have an addiction problem. Look, I'm on the advisory board now of Collectors MD. That is the group that is helping people with card addiction. You should use the link below and get the help you need. Alex is the founder of Collectors MD. Honestly, you need help. There's nothing wrong with you, but you're spending money that you don't have. Don't do that. This is supposed to be a hobby. It's supposed to be about fun. Get the help you need, and then you can come back and you can enjoy the hobby with me, just buying cards that you actually like and that you don't care about the money. And honestly, that's the issue, is that you are using cards the wrong way. Can you make money selling cards? Absolutely. I was a dealer from the age of 13 to 18. I made a lot of money as a teenager. I did not make a lot of money in adult world. Like, I definitely made more money in my career than I ever made from sports cards. But you can make money buying and selling cards. but you have to run it like a business, and most of you are not, which is why You might put cards up for auction and then come back and go, well, I'm going to buy them back. Again, that's not illegal unless it violates the policy of the auction house that you're consigning to, which again, it's not illegal. It's just whether or not it's in keeping with their policy or not. I don't know why you would be doing this, and I don't know why YouTubers are so afraid of this topic. Maybe it's because it exposes them. Just like Dr. Beckett was being honest in a podcast with Patrick Ryan about the shady stuff that he does behind the scenes. Again, it kind of exposing his character. I would never, ever bid on my own cards in an auction. That is absolutely ridiculous. You put it up for auction and you hope for the best. And sometimes you're pleasantly surprised. Sometimes. And sometimes you're disappointed. I put up 5 items and I was trying to think what the items were, and I actually archived the pictures of the items on my one of my IG accounts. So here's the pictures of all the stuff I put up. Now, the Gordie Howe jersey did not go for very much. It went for $200. I mean, insane. $200. But I didn't bid on my own stuff. Like, I didn't buy it back. I put it up for auction because I'm selling it. I want the cash. You get the item. And whatever it sells for is what it sells for. And at the time, this is now 4 years ago, that's what it sold for. That was what the market was for Gordie Howe jerseys back then. What's the market today? Well, it's hotter today. We are in a bubble. Everything's inflated. And so everything is going out crazy. So I have one thing I want to show you right now. This is the 1963 Mickey Mantle autograph card. This is the card that I got while meeting Mickey Mantle at Mickey Mantle's in Manhattan on Central Park. And so he signed it for me. And if you want to see that video, you're going to get one coming up. The video is going to be called The Day I Met Mickey Mantle. So hopefully you'll get that story. You'll like that video. But this card is now worth $7,000. I know, crazy. And sometimes you get lucky, and that's my point, is I got lucky. I did not know this card would be worth that much when I got it signed. In fact, the card was only worth maybe about a couple $100. I got it signed, and back in the day when you got cards signed, you were defacing the card, and so I really didn't think it was going to be worth more than a couple $100. So the fact that it's worth $7,000 today is a minor miracle. Anyway, it is up on Veriswap. If you are not on Veriswap, use my code. This will get you $15 in free trade credit as soon as you make the account, and Veriswap is actually good for it. I've seen so many people get the $15, so you can be one of them. But if you want to trade for this card, again, I'm trying to get $7,000 worth of value out of it. But if you're trading up for it, like if you're going to give me cards that are not worth close to this value, again, you're not going to do a 1-for-1, then I need to get 7,000 or even a little bit more than that. And that's what you have to understand from where I'm coming from. I'm not going to trade down to give you more value than me. This card is worth more than your cards. So I need you to know you got to give me value to make it worth my while. I've gotten a lot of people who have actually tried to trade for this card, and unfortunately, they're trying to give me like $5,000 worth of value, and I'm like, what are you doing? Now, there was a couple people that gave me like very reasonable offers. They were also putting in cash. They were like, look, I'll give you $500 cash plus all of these cards. The problem is that what they were giving me was stuff that, like, they were giving me other Mantle autographs. I'm getting rid of a Mantle autograph. Why would I want one back? Now, I know that might be like logical, like, well, I'll give them the same thing that they're giving away. Well, but that's the point of what I'm trading out of. I want to get stuff that I don't have I'm letting it go for 7,000, therefore give me. So if you're trying to just buy it for straight cash, well, then you got to come up. You got to come up and you got to say like, okay, if it's worth 7,000, I'm going to do, again, 85% of comps of that. Like, you got to be in the ballpark. Otherwise, right? Like, so that's the piece. So hopefully everybody's starting to understand what this channel is all about, understanding like how we can do this stuff more honestly. If you have cards that have gone up in value, I'm highly recommending you get rid of them now. Get the value back, get the cards you want, stop spending your cash, use the assets, because you call these guys assets. Use the assets you have to get the stuff you want. And that's it. That's the secret sauce. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time.